Hey, good morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you find this. I was going to talk about the virtual machine again. So, in talking with a few people in person, I find that the idea of being a virtual machine is kind of uh, demoralizing, maybe. Maybe we think, oh, we're not real, it's not happening. But another way to think about it is if we are a virtual machine, we are a soul here to have a human experience, and the only way to have this human experience is to have a human virtual machine. So we operate with what we're taught when we come up. The soul comes in and wanted to be here. I think that anybody that finds this will be someone that wanted to be here. Now, there's many ideas about the Earth is a prison planet, and you can get stuck here. There is a possibility. There is other ideas that star seeds came to the Earth to raise the vibration so that the Earth can go through its upgrade. And with the Earth being the operating system, it affects everyone. Although we are our own little machine, we are part of the whole. So we are all connected some way or another. But with that, we could say that there are things that once you understand how it's operating, you can, let's say, fix or make that program more optimized so that it better serves you. So when we go to school, we're taught how to read, write, do math, all the same, and that you have to work for your whole life to get anything that, if you don't try hard, you're never going to get anywhere. But I do think that when we look out into the world and see others, we see that some of them didn't work hard and they have everything they want. They have everything they need, and more. A lot of times we focus on the ones that have tons and tons of money, for instance, and I kind of talked about this before when we were talking about the facets of life. And it's what I saw when I went to heaven or the other side, or being out of the virtual machine into the other side, being back into the main soul or heaven, that each of us has like a number of different facets on us, or you could look at that as directions or things that we want to work on. And I believe I was talking about how someone like Bill Gates or Elon Musk, they have a very big money facet. So looking at a stone on your ring or just a regular stone that has facets, there's normally one very large facet that's shiny, clear, and it exposes all the other ones. And some people, that might be their money facet. So with us, you kind of have to determine what is the facet that you're here for. I believe that some people are here to help others. So their big facet might be healing abilities or just their ability to talk with someone. It all depends on the person themselves. But then we have other facets, as in the dream, that weren't quite as polished. So it's something that we're here to work on. So within that, we might have some optimization to do with our own life or our own programs. So if we find out that you're drawn to something, maybe that's something you're supposed to work on. I enjoy talking to people. It's just something that I've enjoyed doing for quite a long time. I worked at a grocery store, and I used to bag groceries, and it was quite enjoyable to, although putting groceries in a bag is a job, I enjoyed talking to the people, and come to find that there were some people that would go to my line specifically so that we could talk. It wasn't just about the grocery experience. Yeah, they get to keep the groceries, but they got to talk to either the cashier, the bagger, or whatnot. And some of that has gone away. There still are some people out there that are good talkers, but for the most part, when I go in somewhere, you try to have a conversation with people and they kind of just exist. Maybe that does go back to the NPC theory, who knows? But we're trying to get some of those programs that we have within us to operate correctly or operate in their most efficient manner. So if you have a program that's running and it's like, let's take a web browser, for instance, and you have 10 different browsers open, but you're only working on 1 or 2, those other 8 that are sitting there are taking a lot of our energy. And yes, it was something that we did before, but can we close those down, no longer have those available to us? And if we need to get back to them, we can open them up again. But looking at our own programs, what can we do in order to help us out to live better so that the soul can have a better experience here? So I found a couple of different things, like energy work has really helped me out in clearing up a bunch of the issues that I felt that I was running into. I started with sound healing, which is like biofield tuning, and that works. I myself was able to do it a little bit, but it took a lot of energy out of me, so it wasn't very efficient for me. I've tried Reiki, massage. I did find that emotion code healing, if you haven't heard of it, it's discoverhealing.com. I know they try to sell to you more, but there is a place where you can find practitioners, and you can actually, it's a little chart that the practitioner goes off of and kind of alleviates some of the emotions that are stuck within the body. And it's kind of like closing those windows on the web browser. And once your web browser is more optimized, you're actually able to utilize what you do want to do better. So I found that I could actually do the emotion code for others, like connecting up with them energetically. Personally, I don't really like to touch people, because I do think that that's another element of passing their energy onto you. And I don't necessarily want someone else's energy. I just want to be able to help them. So it's just one of the methods that I found was the fastest. You can go to a psychiatrist and they'll work on one of those emotions for a month or 2. And when you finally get it, you disassociate with that emotion and now you feel better, and then on to the next one. But like say Reiki or biofield tuning or emotion code therapy, and you can name plenty of others. I'm sure there's tons and tons of others, but they'll work on 10, 15 different emotions at the same time or in the same session, and that will allow your body to recalibrate and start operating a little bit better. So now it can reallocate some of the resources that it has to things that you have that are more pressing for you. So just an idea on the operating system within the virtual machine and how do we fix it. Note that when you fix yourself, you are fixing the world. So it might not seem like a whole lot, but you might actually be helping a lot more people than you really think. They were saying that Jesus, when he was around doing his work, that he supported like millions of people from the frequency that he had, because he was able to operate at the level he was operating at. He would help millions of people. He didn't have to actually touch them, but just being there in that area, doing the work that he was doing, was helping millions. But am I saying we're like Jesus? I doubt we're actually affecting millions of people. I mean, who knows? There's some people, maybe the Dalai Lama or some of those other big spiritual leaders that actually are helping people, are helping that vast amount. But just figure, if you're helping 100,000 in your town or your city, and that there's 100 other people like you, we might not know them, but they're helping the same, then we have this place covered. So we're able to help pull the collective out of the muck and allow the earth to be able to upgrade, so that when the earth upgrades, we can all operate better. Let me know your ideas or dissent on some of this, and I would love to hear it. So if you don't mind, leave a like and a comment, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.